Nose them up a bit. Higher. That's it. Nice fish, guys.
Eli steered us in the right direction.
Looks, sounds, smells like a business. What the hell's it doing in Lynx River?
Any chance you can clean these? Pack them up, ice, whatever, so they last the trip?
Sure, we'll stick them in Jerry's freezer.
What time are we heading up tomorrow?
Whenever. You guys call it.
100-hour inspection coming up soon, eh?
I've still got 11 hours in the air.
Well, that fire near Providence is putting up a lot of smoke. Hope your locator transmitter's up to snuff.
I'll call you if it isn't.
Laugh now. Those emergency rescue guys are hard to amuse. Nice fish, guys.
He's right about the smoke.
You guys got photo radar? We got him.
A killing will get you all those guys who truck it in dried from Edmonton.
Albert, 50 grand.
I put up half. You swing alone for the rest. The bank rep in town this week.
Came in this morning. Well, actually, we were talking about a meeting with her. See what kind of options we got.
Comes a point, you grow or die.
No harm in asking.
What? We need a kiln like a hole in the head.
25 grand. She says no. We asked for 13. Just enough to buy off that son of a bitch. Bloodsucker. Grow or die, my ass. Waiting for us to dig our own hole so he can bury us? No friggin' way.
I don't need Brian's daily reminders, especially in front of the clients.
I know, but he's right about the fires. I'll sleep better when you're through inspection.
The plane is fine.
Even if it looks like junk?
Whoa, I forgot a fish. Ooh, this one's slimier than the rest. Do me a favor. I gotta talk to the travel agent from Calgary.
She's here?
I don't need Brian hanging around. If I can cut a deal with her, I can start thinking about floats for the plane.
I'll talk to him.
Go find her and tell her I'll be a few minutes.
What's your name?
Gwen.
Funny thing, talking to a friend in Yellowknife, asked if Lynx River still had a detachment.
I can't bust Andrew for no reason.
Guy said there was more stuff going in, coming out than he's seen in 20 years.
What stuff?
You'll think of something. Only one plane around here.
So, adequate?
Had worse.
Hurting my feelings.
Well, if it's gonna come down to your feelings or my heart.
You got me there. I'll tell you what, we don't get that many women through here with, you know, your sense of style.
Oh, what style's that?
Tough, smart, attractive.
This about a loan.
Well, you know, if the right bank comes along. But seriously, we sent a letter of inquiry. Tanya Kiselenko, TK Wood Products.
Well, why don't we talk about that instead of my style? Right. 2, 3 months in the business. That's an either or. 2 or 3. Difference of 50%.
11 weeks. You been up here long?
6 months in Yellowknife.
Yellowknife, all of 6 months. I guess you got some idea what it takes to get a business off the ground up here.
Well, that's essentially my job and my expertise.
Okay, maybe you misunderstood me.
How long you been running this place?
13 years.
Well, I've been with the bank for 20. I'm good at what I do, I'm fair, and I get all the flattery I need from my cat.
She's not optimistic.
Hi, Trevor Tenya, from the wood mill. I'd like to invite you out to our site.
I appreciate the offer. The problem, Mr. Tenya, may I be blunt?
Hey, blunt's my first language.
The problem is, given my schedule, I can't follow every potential customer out to the workplace to make a final decision. The business has to stand up on paper.
Yeah, well, our business isn't made out of paper. This is from 3,000 board feet to Tommy Sache in under 3 days. Sandra Zika's porch.
Let me get this straight. You're trying to impress me with accidents you've had with your saw?
No, not the saw. From trimming logs, clamping, dragging, hoisting them till you think your back's gonna break.
This is from where the knife slipped after gutting mackerel for 14 hours. This is where I busted my arm on a deck slimy with cod back when we had him. I'm not saying you don't work hard, boy. I'm saying on paper you hardly exist.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks. For the boards. Look, if you don't want anyone to know, that's fine by me.
What boards?
By my trailhead. Well, I assume they were for me.
Finders keepers, eh?
Thanks again. Hey, what's going on? Rosie said you confiscated the fish from the freezer.
What do you figure? 3 gallbladders, a grand a pop overseas. Bear paws, a couple grand each. That's what we've been waiting for.
Fish to Andrew. That's the last we saw. We got a little...
Drunk. In a dry town.
Eli said it was only here. Said it was okay in Wolverine Lake.
Till when were you there?
We stayed the night. He drove us home.
What time?
It was bright out.
Anyone see you?
I don't know.
Look, what would really help us here is the name of the contact. Where you got the stuff? The paws, the bladders. Okay, I'm not presuming you knew what was in the fish. A lot of times they like to keep the couriers ignorant.
Couriers? We're civil engineers.
We went fishing. We caught some fish. This is nuts.
And we nailed those 2 guys last fall. They were clearing $250,000 a year. Each. What's a civil engineer make these days?
Forget it. This is too much.
You'll have to wait here till we check out your story.
They're bureaucrats. They don't have a clue what it takes to risk something. Nobody to lean on but yourself.
You want me to teach you to saw or something?
So, what do you get? 1,000 board feet a day? My brother-in-law in Gander's got one.
Oh.
We didn't get the sense you were behind this.
Well, word around town's very favorable. Show me a detailed proposal. We'll talk.
After they gave the fish to Andrew, you were with them the whole time?
I got some gas for my truck.
At the airport? Anyone see you?
Chugumba.
How long that take?
20 minutes, half an hour.
Then you drove back to the coffee shop?
They were ready. We left.
What time? Was it dark?
It was late.
Was it light when you got back to Wolverine Lake?
Dark.
Then you hit the booze.
Them, not me. I haven't had a drink in 2 years.
14 months.
They tell you I was drinking, they lied. Haven't touched the stuff.
The point is, they got very drunk. They passed out. When was that?
11? 12? They stayed there all night?
We'll call you if there's anything else. So Andrew put the fish in the freezer at 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Eli was at the airstrip. They would have had time.
Now, the window's 7:30 to maybe midnight, after which the fish would be too stiff to work. So they either did it while the place was still open, which would be tricky.
It's their own fish. They could have taken them back to their room, do it there, and return them to the freezer. They were the only ones flying.
Let's not close our minds. Is Andrew around?
Wolverine Lake. He should be back any time.
The miscellaneous expenses, the numbers seem kind of out of whack. For one, I think the phone cost should be separated from things like, say, mechanical expenses.
Good as done. I'll drop you off a breakdown.
That'd be great.
No problem.
What?
Got you trained, huh?
With the low ceiling, we should probably leave in the morning. But whatever you're up for, Horn Plateau, Virginia Falls,
Gotta get floats.
that's next on the agenda.
Good trip?
Spectacular. I can't believe more people don't know about this, but all that's about to change.
Something's come up.
You know someone's been ripping off our wood? Sarah found a pile in the bush near her camp. Weird, eh? Ripping it off and then dumping it? It's like someone's trying to give it to her. I mean, not that it bothers me. She could use the help. Might as well give her these too. What do you think? I mean, I don't want to cross Albert. I know he doesn't want her there.
It's none of your business.
Hey, relax. You're only transparent from like 50 feet.
So it was always just the four of you? You, Eli, the boys, no one else was around?
No one we saw.
You came back, they gave you the fish.
I put them in the freezer. That's the last I saw.
Anyone see you put them in the freezer?
Eli, Michelle, Gwen, Rosie, Gerry, whoever else was there.
Which would be good to establish. You weren't aware of any others around. I'm meaning, once you were in the freezer, you were essentially alone.
No one was hiding inside.
Any further reference to the fish from the guys? Once the fish were in, any, I don't know, let's show Gerry or... So, then you took Gwen on the grand tour, and then you left.
I went home, I had dinner, I watched some TV, I went to bed.
Michelle and Charlie were with you the whole time you were packing the fish?
I didn't say that.
I left, but Charlie was there.
I sent him to tell Gwen that I was on my way.
About how long were you alone?
20 minutes.
You have any questions? Good if you stuck around town in the event we need some clarification.
I'm supposed to fly a client around tomorrow morning.
We'll see where things are at by then. We should get some background on the boys soon. Print results in the morning should clear things up.
Well, I'll check out their belongings, maybe.
All been done. No secret pockets. You should go home.
Charlie okay?
He's reading.
Heavy stuff, eh?
What am I gonna tell Gwen?
Well, the truth, these guys are poachers.
Are they? Your partner doesn't seem to think so.
You're involved, he has to investigate.
He implied.
He was establishing whereabouts.
How am I doing? Better than Mike and Steve?
Stop it.
Struggling business? Quick cash for floats for the plane? Don't stay blind on my account.
Okay, I just want to take this back. You bring the food to their rooms and they're both there. You sure?
One's in his gaunch, one's wearing a towel.
After they leave, Andrew comes in here and sits with Gwen, the travel agent. You didn't see them after that. And no one else used the freezer after Andrew. Okay. Thanks.
Jer, don't start.
I'm not saying anything. Just, you know, a few of those gallbladders in Hong Kong.
Oof. Maybe I'm staring at numbers too long, but seems there's a $600 discrepancy between your number breakdown and Trevor's claim for mechanical expenses.
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Jerry, $600. One of these figures cannot be right. Is Trevor able with numbers?
Geez, that's never been an issue before. I mean, he cut straight. I'll check into it.
It's playing out tomorrow, but I'd prefer if you stuck around for another day. Prints from the packaging arrived. They're Andrew's, and no one else's. Stephen Benetti and Michael Donaghy of Benetti, Donaghy, Campbell Engineering, a fully solvent company about to go public. Proud supporters of United Way, Oxfam, and the Special Olympics. Look, they spent the night with Eli. There's no proof that they even touched the fish. Nothing in their history, nothing in their behavior. I'd suggest maybe Andrew get a lawyer. I'm saying how it looks. He needs money. He had access. There's nothing yet points away from him.
Except who he is. Everyone needs money. You got one fax, and you let him walk on an alibi from Eli?
You saying he's unreliable?
I'm saying he doesn't live by the clock. 20 minutes or 2 hours, what does he care? You said let's not close our minds. There were at least 30 people through the coffee shop that night. Did we check a break-in? Did we follow procedure? And you stand there saying Andrew needs a lawyer.
I'm removing you from the case. Conflict of interest.
I just passed a couple of pretty pissed off tourists. Something about Andrew poaching? If he had enough on Andrew, he'd charge him.
He's gonna charge him.
Why would he do it?
He didn't do it.
Not Andrew, Brian.
The travel agent's gonna go. He's gonna lose everything.
I'll talk to her. And if I can help, I will.
Hey. So, you're thinking tomorrow now?
Or this afternoon. I'm just waiting to hear from the corporal. We could still make it to Nahanni in time for sunset. We're thinking tomorrow morning now. Does that make sense?
I get a feeling it doesn't.
It's hard to say exactly right now. But tomorrow may be a little premature.
Well, just let me know, and if we can't do it this time, we'll do it next time around.
I'm sure tomorrow's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, me too.
They've been released. Look, I know you didn't do it.
No, you don't. I'm not going to prison, not for something that I didn't do. Just so you know.
We spend too much? On what?
Office, mechanical. She's never run a business. She said she thought our figures are inflated.
Oh, Bull, what do you got, 15 years of adding numbers? Keeping a business in the air? That's... I don't know, man, it's just... Yours or mine? Your numbers are mine, Gerry. Did she say one or the other? You're right, that's it! The Indians trying to con the friggin' bank, con you! As if you wouldn't notice.
Oh. Teevee, listen, forget it. If that's what we're dealing with, if it's...
It's friggin' racism!
No, listen. It may be ignorance, it may be incompetence, but racism... These days, they do courses on that.
Hey, there's other banks.
Pleased we are with your interest. You can't depend on the government anymore. It's private ventures like Andrew's.
So, what's this about a poaching seizure?
This is still the frontier.
You mean it's true?
It's hard to screen clients, especially from 1,000 miles away. That's why we need professionals like you coming on board.
Well, it's a pleasure talking with you.
Eli, great. Glad I caught you.
Something come up?
It's one damn thing after another. So I guess you survive on what? Trapping, hunting, tourism? So how's business?
Can't complain.
There's one thing I can't figure out.
What's that?
Where do they sleep? Mike and Steve after they passed out.
In the cabin. With you? Where else?
So you all slept together? But even though you weren't drunk, they all sort of passed out together. So the thing is, if you were passed out...
I wasn't passed out. I was sleeping.
Exactly. So if one of the guys got up, grabbed a bunch of bear paws and gallbladders, drove into Lynx River, broke into the coffee shop, which is not all that hard to do. They went into the freezer, put the stuff in the fish, and then drove back here between 11 and 12. I'm not saying you, Eli. No, you were passed out, sober. Which I think is wonderful. You're here, dry as a bone. That's great. Anyway, I should be going, but thanks.
Hi, you got a problem with our books?
No, the problem isn't mine.
Look, I get my paycheck. I get cash from Gerry for the stuff I need. For that stuff, I get receipts. Now, I'm not gonna go and bleed my own business. Or maybe you think I would, for some reason.
Like what?
You tell me.
All I'm saying is your phone costs are way out of whack. $800 on long distance.
No. No bloody way.
Hey!
The phone bills, Gerry, where are they?
Hey, do you mind? I mean, hey!
If something in here isn't right, I swear. Now, the only customers I know are in here. 200 I can buy, but 8? No way.
Fletcher knows.
Knows what? What'd you tell him?
Nothing, but he knows. You said these would go out clean.
You must have told him something.
Nothing, I swear.
Then there's no reason to be nervous, is there? Is there?
No reason. Tell me, Al, do you still keep a bottle around?
He'd never agreed with you, Eli. You know that.
Say I could sure use one now.
Stuff came in on Benetti and Donaghy. Benetti's recently divorced with a contentious settlement, and Donaghy's been involved with 3 companies in the last 2 years. They're checking them out in Calgary.
You're no longer on the case.
When I made the calls, I was on the case. And this is the information that came back.
Constable, you're right on the edge.
Why are you doing this?
That'll be all.
Where'd I come over?
Stay tonight. You're in no shape to cross the river.
Don't tell me what to do. You're the one that screwed up. What the hell's wrong with you, Albert? What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh, it's a little slippery there.
Look, listen. Sure. I mean, I shouldn't get mad. We shouldn't get mad, right?
That's right.
Night out.
Night, Eli.
obvious trauma. Or foul play. Drowning anyway, with alcohol as a possible factor. And I'd leave the rest to Yellowknife.
What the hell? Why the hell? I mean, they'd kill a baby?
Probably tried to keep it alive. It's worth more to them that way. They get it to China, and they keep drawing bile off the bladder, and then the bear dies.
Got some details from Yellowknife. Bit of cloth fiber from the fish scales matches the one from the Jimmy door, which I'm pretty certain matches Eli's glove.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, you were off the case. There was a break-in. He probably waited for Mike and Steve to pass out, drove back into Lynx River, planted the galls for someone else. Change planes in Yellowknife. Cooler goes through baggage. Someone's been tipped off, scoops the fish, or even in Calgary. Mike, Steve, Andrew, they don't even know. As far as I'm concerned, Andrew's free to fly whenever he wants. We should have a talk with Albert. Nearest place upriver from the body.
Thought I was off the case.
Case has changed.
He was here. Wanted money
For what?
to get out of town. Said you guys were hassling him.
Did you give him a drink? But he left here drunk.
He showed up drunk, then he left drunk.
But you didn't stop him.
Can never reason with a drunk, can you? Must have spooked him bad. Put a guy back on a bottle like that, might as well put a bullet through his head.
Oh, Eli. Poor bugger.
I saw all the wood at Sarah's. Someone thinks they're doing her a favor.
It's not her. It's for Elizabeth.
Is that what he told you? Tanya? You kids never spend a winter in a tent. I lost 2 brothers and a sister. But that's how it was. Sarah doesn't know what she's doing. Sooner or later, she's going to understand. She belongs here with us. These others, Joe Gamba, Tanya, Michelle, it's no business of theirs. It's just going to make it worse. You understand? Tell them.
Hi. Great. What are your options? Thought at first the motel calls got accidentally lumped in with the Wood Miser ones, but I borrowed the occupancy records from Rosie. Half these days, there was no one staying. I guess you probably realize we can't offer you a loan.
So I'm depraved.
Fiscally. The thing is, it's not a business expense, phone sex.
That's what bothers you?
Shouldn't it? What do you like best? Fetish? Submission? Abuse?
No, it's just that, you know, there are nights I have been alone. It's a quiet town, and...
You actually like being told what to do?
Oh, that one. No, it's not that, you know. It's if I was forced to choose.
27 minutes.
We got into an argument.
For which you paid. What did she want? Want you to do? Take off your clothes.
No, it wasn't that.
No. I'm suggesting. Unless, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's a motel, right?
You don't get it. Winter's coming. You can't stay here. Not with Elizabeth.
I don't know what winter is, Nathan. Come on, you're gonna have to do better than that.
He's not gonna let you go.
You know what? It's not his decision to make. That's what neither of you seem to understand. You don't wait for people to let you go, Nathan. You go or you don't. And I'm gone.
It's not that easy.
I didn't say easy.
What can I say? It was very unprofessional. I mean, it's true we didn't get the loan. But she thinks we should reapply in 6 months. She's impressed by the vigor of the company. Yeah, that's her word. Vigor. Look, I'm really, really sorry.
Lick my boot.
Sorry?
Lick my boot. Man, to pay someone to tell you that?
It wasn't quite...
Huh? No? No. Oh.
Catch anything?
Heard you didn't.
I hit a snag. Andrew being innocent.
I know a lot of guys who went to jail for less.
Yeah, well, I won't send them. Besides, this is all about Michelle, isn't it? Guy's been sober 14 months and you wave a bottle under his nose?
He was pretty rattled by the time he got to me. Whatever you did.
Don't push me.
You're here because I allow it. Any day, a 16-year-old girl can come walking back into town. Tell her tale about a cop who raped her.
I didn't rape her.
You went after Andrew because I told you to. You lied to Michelle. You covered up for Eli. Now, who's going to believe you? Thing is, if you don't know the river, you don't jump in.
Well, I'll just add a few more notes. I think I'll hand this one over to you. Eli's case.
You're closing it?
Can't charge a dead man.
But this is bigger than Eli. I mean, who is his contact? Who is he shipping to?
I think we lost that one to the river. Andrew's clear. Isn't that enough for one day?
But what was Eli doing at Albert's?
Getting a bottle, I presume. Unless you notice some glaring evidence that escaped me.
Maybe it was more than a bottle. If Eli's poaching, you think Albert doesn't... I'm sorry. It's been a little,
Stressful. Tell me about it. Did Andrew lose that travel agent? I'm sorry, too. I really am. Anyway, we wrapped up the poaching thing.
It's a good thing we found that freezer.
Let's just pat ourselves on the back, okay?